Now at 6, the Carthage Economic Development takes a hit as Schreiber Foods hits the brakes on its multi-million-dollar expansion project. Plus, a Joplin dentist could soon have his license pulled following drug trafficking charges. And health officials guide potential child care providers through the licensing process in Crawford County.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Schreiber Foods puts their expansion plans in Carthage on hold. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke to the CEO of Carthage Economic Development Corporation to find out more about the decision.
Jeff Meredith is the CEO of the Carthage Economic Development Corporation, and he says he received notice that Schreiber Foods is putting their expansion in Carthage on hold last week.
The critical individuals at the city and the local utility know so that they could potentially pause or delay any of major purchases they were planning to do as part of that project themselves.
Schreiber Foods announced their expansion in Carthage in December. The project is expected to bring over 100 jobs and boost economic development in Carthage, something the mayor of Carthage welcomes.
Carthage has a long history of being very supportive of industries coming into town and staying in town for a long time. We sit strategically, essentially at the crossroads of I-49 and I-44.
Schreiber Foods is already a huge partner here in Carthage, Missouri. I believe they have approximately 1,500 employees at I want to say 4 facilities here in Carthage. So they're a great community partner today. Now obviously the additional growth of somewhere between 150 and 300 jobs would be huge for Carthage, Missouri.
Meredith says Schreiber Foods cited uncertain economic conditions as the reason for pausing expansion.
Given some of the uncertain economic conditions that we all see on a daily basis, it's not surprising. Interest rates are fluctuating regularly, the stock market's fluctuating regularly. And just from a national perspective, I've seen that other major corporations are also having pauses.
Both the mayor of Carthage and the CEO of the Carthage Economic Development Corporation remain optimistic that the project will eventually resume.
It was disappointing for us, but ultimately, again, this is a pause. They didn't say they're not looking at Carthage, they're not doing any of those things. And frankly, given some of the uncertain economic conditions that we all see on a daily basis, it's not surprising.
Reporting in Carthage, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The expansion would include construction of a new production facility of more than 100,000 square feet. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
And it turned out to be another nice day for us today, but over the past few hours, we've had some pop-up little thunderstorms across the region. A few of these a little stronger. They've stayed under severe limits, which is good. And now that the sun angle's starting to go down a bit, we're losing a little bit of the heating of the day. These will kind of pulse down, but still some scattered thunderstorms, one just to the west of Lamar over toward Nevada, El Dorado Springs just north of Stockton Lake. A little shower in Cherokee County, also in parts of Newton County, but overall the big storms tonight, they stay central western parts of Kansas. That's where the severe weather is really going to stay. So these kind of fall apart over the next few hours. Overall, looking pretty good. 77 in Joplin, 79 in Pittsburgh, so upper 70s to near 80. If you want to get out through the evening hours, 70s, 60s. More thunderstorms in the forecast. We'll look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. The Missouri Dental Board files a petition to pull the license of a Joplin dentist following a drug bust. The board says the move comes following the arrest of Dr. John H. Joseph for suspected involvement in a drug deal. The petition states that the board believes Joseph presents a serious danger to the health, safety, or welfare of patients. If granted, Joseph will no longer be able to practice dentistry. You can read a copy of the full petition on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Authorities arrested Joseph in March after an officer witnessed him and 2 others apparently engaging in a drug deal. A search of Joseph and his vehicle turned up more than 12 grams of fentanyl. Authorities say further investigation indicated Joseph had been traveling to Tulsa, where he would purchase fentanyl to deliver to the Joplin area. Authorities charged Joseph with trafficking drugs in the first degree and unlawful use of a weapon. The Crawford County Health Department held an event today for future child care providers. The orientation session provided information for those interested in becoming a licensed child care provider in Crawford and Bourbon counties. Session covered information on the regulations pertaining to establishing a legal daycare service, specifically in-home daycare and non-residential daycare.
Because whenever you are licensed with the state, that means that you have had an extensive background check, and fingerprinting along with everybody in the home has also gone through that process. Being a licensed provider, you are required to have certain health and safety classes, safe sleep classes, first aid and CPR classes, as well as health and nutrition classes.
The Crawford County Health Department provides health services with special emphasis on the prevention of disease and the education of people in the department's care. You might have learned about DNA with a textbook, but how about a strawberry? Today's students at Rise Elementary in Neosho got a chance to learn about science hands-on. Dr. Joseph Williams with Kansas City University in Joplin taught the young learners an experiment on how to isolate DNA from the fruit strawberries using household items. He hopes students learn to be curious, ask good questions, and how science can relate to everyday life.
When we hear about physicians who end up in the workplace in our communities now, oftentimes that passion starts at a really young age. And the best physicians are the same ones that are curious, they're compassionate, and through the lens of science we can explore many of those same things. We want to try to foster that the best we can.
It was awesome. Science is important to learn because it teaches you a lot of stuff about the earth.
You know, that looks awesome to me too. Dr. Williams also taught students how doctors and researchers use the same skills they're learning in the classroom every day. We're going to have more on this story for you tonight, coming up on KOAM News at 10. Kids in Girard got to dig into some fun educational activities at the public library today. That story's coming up later, but first.
Food insecurity has more than doubled in the 4 states. One local company wants to change that. I'm Lonnie Walton in Carthage. I'll have that story coming up.
Ghetto Tacos teamed up with Our Best Million Meals, the Carthage Fire Department today, to host an event to combat food insecurity among students in the 4 states. Missouri ranks 16th worst in the nation for food insecurity. Lonnie Walton stopped by to see what this local company is trying to do about that.
I talked to the owner of Ghetto Taco. He says he once experienced food insecurities. Now he wants to make a change.
Honestly, I was homeless twice in my life.
Marcos Renterias is the owner of Ghetto Tacos. He says food insecurity is no stranger to him.
I know what it feels to be hungry, so that's kind of where I feel like, part of my heart goes to this.
And he's not the only one. Kim Hoover works for the Carthage School District. She says a lot of things have changed when it comes to food insecurity in this area.
Our numbers since 2012, our numbers of kids that we feed has more than doubled.
Hoover says while students are in school, it's easy for them to get fed, but the weekend is the problem. That's why a percentage of items sold from Ghetto Tacos will stay in this community.
Weekly, we pack about 350 weekend food packs for students pre-K through 12th grade, and we send those home to students who have been identified as food insecure.
The way she gets this process done is through Arvest Million Meals, which helps raise money to fight food hunger in the 4 states. In Joplin alone, they support 11 different food banks. Scott Silvers from Arvest Bank says they take pride in their work.
These donations stay local in the community. They help our friends, our neighbors, everyone that we see from day to day.
Community members are proud to call Carthage home.
There is a really nice sense of community in this area, giving back.
It's an honor to see our local organizations.
Ghetto Tacos is not just about, serving tacos. It's about the community coming together.
And if you didn't get the opportunity to participate in this process, leaders tell me there'll be more opportunities in Pittsburgh and Webb City next month. Reporting in Carthage, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, Arvest says Arkansas ranks worst in the nation for food insecurity. Oklahoma ranks 5th worst. Kansas, on the other hand, does better than the national average. Arvest Million Meals will travel to other parts of the 4 states next month. You can support this cause online by going to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. We've provided a link in this story. A little bit later, Lamar High School football adds a new piece of hardware to their trophy case. John Dales has the latest on the Tigers celebrating their 10th championship.
Plus, we have thunderstorm chances sticking around the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice one for us today. We have partly sunny skies near 80 again, and then we have been watching some pop-up thunderstorms over the past few hours. Very scattered, so some of you, not a drop. Other areas have had a downpour for 10 or 15 minutes. Great shot. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We are looking northeast right through downtown. Had some spotty thunderstorms, Oklahoma into Kansas. Those have pretty much fizzled apart. These aren't moving much, just kind of pulse up, drift to the north. Still, we have a few spotty ones just west of Lamar, near Liberal. Also one little guy just to the west of Nevada, and then stretching over near El Dorado Springs. Besides that, these are kind of calming down. The bigger storms tonight out across western Kansas down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, and that is where the severe weather will stay as we go through the overnight hours. Temperatures good. Most of us upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline sitting at 77. A south wind is light. We really haven't had to deal with much in the way of wind over the past couple days, which is good. Through the evening, 70s, 60s, eventually overnight lows right around 58 to 60 degrees. So any thunderstorms we do have out there now are pretty much going to disappear. We get some mid and upper level clouds increasing through the morning hours. By noon, we'll be into the mid 70s. Once we get into the afternoon, smidge cooler just due to the cloud cover. Still think 76, 77, 78 degrees. Here's 3:30 in the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms popping up again, maybe a little bit more numerous. Tomorrow, maybe a hair stronger, a few strong ones, or very low grade severe. Those will fizzle apart. Then after midnight, a line of storms will try to work in, if those can develop, and push through the region. Those could be a little bit stronger as well into Friday morning. Once we get into Friday afternoon, we have a cold front slicing through that could give us a few random showers, and then we look pretty good Friday afternoon into Friday evening. Most of the rain on Saturday will stay just to our south. 60 to start, 75 by noon. High temp 77 on your Thursday. We're also still watching, especially late Monday and Tuesday, for a severe threat. So that's why we have the hot spot across the region as we go into early next week. Let's go ahead and go into the weekend though. Here's Saturday. Showers were kind of right on the northern edge. I think will mainly be dry, but slight chance. Have a warm front that's going to lip through on Sunday. Also a slight chance for a few thunderstorms popping up. But as we go into Monday, a little more concentration. Here's 8:30, so Monday evening. Thunderstorms erupting central eastern Kansas, driving in Monday night. The front kind of sitting on top of us on Tuesday, so a severe threat as well, but still several days away, so we'll keep our eyes on it. 77 on your Thursday, 75 Friday, 71 Saturday. Temperatures great. 80 by Monday, but those thunderstorms, at least a chance somewhere in the viewing area each and every day over the next several days.
Yeah, if you're under several of those over those coming days, you might be getting an accumulation of a lot of rain.
Yep.
Thanks, Doc. Still ahead, Lamar High School football set to receive its state championship rings. And Labette County Grizzly, one of them, signs to run track and cross country at the collegiate level. John Dales has those stories and more. It's coming up next in sports.
This past December, Lamar High School football capped an incredible playoff run with a 28-25 victory over Fair Grove in the Class II state championship game. And this evening, the Tigers celebrate that special season with a ceremony unveiling their state championship rings. Now, this just got started at 6, so check back at 9 on Fox 14, as well as 10 o'clock right here on KOAM for a look at those rings and to hear from the Tigers. This marks back-to-back state titles for Lamar and their 10th in program history. Again, we'll have a lot more from them tonight at 9 and 10. And over at Labette County High School, another Grizzly signs today to play her sport at the next level. Labette County High School senior Kaylee Eberhardt signs her letter of intent this afternoon. She's headed to Southern Nazarene University in Bethany, Oklahoma, where she plans to join the track and cross-country teams. Eberhardt is glad to have left a strong legacy at Labette County as part of the Grizzly track and cross-country programs, and she's excited for what's next.
I go to Parsons Nazarene Church, and then I found out about them through the church, and I wanted the Christian atmosphere. They all have nice coaches who care about you as like a person. Your academic and spiritual life is like first.
And it's the final day of the 2025 MIAA Men's Golf Championship in Jefferson City. After the first two rounds yesterday, Missouri Southern was in 6th place as a team, Pittsburgh State in 10th, and the Lions and Gorillas each had one player in the top 15. After the final 18 holes this afternoon, Jeremy Tandoy from Arkansas Fort Smith, he takes home the individual conference title. Missouri Southern's Britt Coy finishes tied for 8th after shooting 1 under par. His teammate Ben Markman ties for 20th place after a 2-day cumulative score of 3 over. Pitt State's top 2 finishers, Carson Towey and Mason White, both tie for 29th place at 7 over. Here's a look at the team leaderboard. Central Oklahoma is the 2025 MIAA champion. The Broncos finish with a combined score of 7 under par. Missouri Southern ties for 5th place with Washburn at 14 over, and then Pittsburgh State comes in at 10th as a team. The Gorillas shoot 48 over par. Now to Major League Baseball. Cardinals finishing a 3-game series against the Braves, and in the top of the first, Nolan Arenado slices one to center. That gets by the diving attempt from Michael Harris, and the Redbirds jump out to a 1-0 lead on the RBI double. That score holds into the bottom of the 7th when Harris hits a flare into shallow right. That drops down, and the throw home is late. Now we're tied at 1. To the bottom of the 8th, same score, 1-1, couple runners on base, and Eli White just crushes this pitch from Ryan Fernandez deep to left and into the second deck of the bleachers. That home run goes 434 feet. It wraps this one up. Atlanta scores 4 unanswered. They take the game and the series from the Cardinals. Final score 4-1. Cardinals have been a bit slow to kind of get into a rhythm here early, but you're only 25 games in. You got a long season ahead, but I know Cardinals fans would like to see some sort of turnaround.
Baseball season can be streaky. Teams tend to go on winning and losing streaks, and as you say, it's a long season.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Student loan payments are about to resume. What you need to know. Plus, the government considers baby bonuses to promote parenthood. And Neosho students, we told you they are learning about strawberries and their DNA with an experiment. We're going to have more on that. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Girard Public Library was the scene for Conservation Day, an afternoon event featuring fun and education for area kids. Events included a soil drainage activity, charades, a pollution river activity, and you're going to hear this right, an edible soil activity. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'm sure it was fun and I'm sure it was edible. The Crawford County Conservation District hosted the event. Well, I used to make mud pies when I was a kid, but I don't think I ever ate them. I probably did. The weather.
All right, so hit and miss storms popping up again Thursday afternoon into Friday, but temperature is great.
Final sports note.
It's an exciting night for the Lamar Tigers. We're going to have more from their state championship celebration at 9 and 10.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that for sure. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.